Hey, everybody, and welcome to this session from Admin to Impact, live AI automation for HR teams. We're super happy to be with you here today. We're going to be talking about some really interesting things, and this is a partnership between 50 Skills and the HR tech community in Stockholm. And we have Karen here with us, who's going to tell us a little bit about the HR tech community and what you guys are all about.
Yes, so hi everyone, so happy to be here. So I'm the founder of HR Tech Meetup in Sweden, running this together with Niklas Ekberg and Nina Faseli, who are in the chat as well. So we're happy to co-host this with 50 Skills. This is our third collaboration. So looking forward to the chats today.
Super exciting. Thank you.
I will log off and I'll be in the chat.
Exactly. So Karen and Niklas are both in the chat, so don't hesitate to put in questions. And before we start, we'd actually love to have you collaborate with us because we're looking at everything you guys are saying in the chat. So if you please tell us, like, where are you calling in from? Where are you watching? You know, from Stockholm, from Reykjavik, we've had people in sessions from like 20 places. And also, many of you are here on the Crowdcast, but there's also plenty of people on different LinkedIns and YouTubes and on all these social medias watching live. So feel free to, wherever you are, to just put in the comments. And we're already seeing some fun things here. We're seeing some people listening in from New York, from Stockholm, and other places. So it's always fun. But
we have over 50 people live now, as from what I can see.
Just on the Crowdcast, we're more than 50
just
people.
On the Crowdcast,
and then we have on the other mediums. So that's awesome. And also, tell us what you want to hear. Like today is about how to build workflows, automations, how to use AI to build things, and how to use AI to kind of automate things in those processes. And Kristin and I are going to show you some examples, but we also have two amazing guests who are going to be coming on later, who've actually are customers of the 50 Skills platform. They've set up their own workflows, who are using it, and they're going to share a bunch of things. But we're also looking to get questions from you. What would you like to learn? What are the things that you're hoping to do? Whatever, ask them about what they've done, what they've struggled with. Anything here is open. But to begin with, I just wanted to talk about like AI and processes. And sorry, to begin with, it's Kristin and I. We're both experts here at 50 Skills. We're going to be here together. And Kristin is, in my mind, our best builder. She is amazing at with creativity and how to put stuff together. So I'm going to put her to the test later on, Kristin. I hope that's okay.
Exactly. I'm super excited. I'm going to build something and maybe even show something we've never shown before. So that would be fun.
Make it challenging, guys. Put in the comments how you think this should work, and we'll try it out. But in a nutshell, if I just kind of begin with the high levels, like what are we talking about when we say AI and workflows? It's a couple of things. It's both about like, how do you actually map up what you do to work today? Like if you're doing a task, how do you actually think about, like, if I wanted to do this task differently, if it's something you feel could be improved, how do you go from just that moment that it's in like the way you do it today and you want to do it differently, and you have this kind of concept in your mind about how potentially new tech like AI could help you and other workflows. And we're going to talk a little bit about like how you actually bring that to life and use tech to make it happen. The other thing is, like, once you have a process up and running, you can start to leverage AI and automations in a different way than just chatting with it. Like you could set something up and it could be a request from an employee. It could be somebody is joining your company or leaving your company, like anything that HR tackles today. But instead of you just doing the task when it comes up, potentially asking an AI how to do it, like that can be automated. It's a full part of the process autonomously, and only involving you when you feel you should get involved. For example, if something serious is happening, if the AI is not sure, whatever it is. So we're gonna talk about some really cool examples in that regard. And I think like a lot of times people are often wondering, like in these tools, like what are the actual use cases? What are people actually building with this thing? And there are, if I just quickly show you one slide that we had on this one. So let me just share the screen super quickly here. There are so many different things that people are building, but I think we gathered some actual data on what our customers have been doing. And most of them are doing something like some sort of an onboarding process. But that doesn't, like, an onboarding process is like a bucket of a million things. It's like a new hire buddy program. It's creating users and systems. It's training. It's making sure you greet the person in the right way. And it can be different from new hires, seasonal hires, contractors, temps. It can be different for C-levels and people who are coming in for certain roles in different locations. So like onboarding can be such a big category. It's almost like a folder of things that's bucketed here together. There's a ton of other things that people are building, like they're offboarding people, they're doing all the paperwork, they're doing employer requests. But the part that I honestly like the most is the bottom one here. It is the bespoke processes. It is the things that you are working on a day-to-day that, you know, in full honesty, like you do it a little bit differently than anyone else. So even though a lot of processes are like always the category of 5 or 6 things to do, like the nitty-gritty tasks that actually get done are very different at different companies. So what we're seeing now is people are taking ideas, they're mapping up how they want those tasks to get solved and building it on their own. And that's some of the things we're going to walk over today and show you some real examples. But I don't want to keep the intro too long. I just want to show you this thing and what we're talking about. So Kristin, I was hoping that we could actually put you to the test and see some things. And while Kristin is setting things up, we also have a couple of polls here asking the crowd how many times you guys are using AI for work, where your company is in the journey. Like, are you like already heavily involved and using tech in smart places, or are you just getting started? Do you have like are you just scaling a connected foundation with everything or not? I think that would be awesome to hear your thoughts. So there's a couple of those surveys out, and I'd encourage you to give it a quick response. And again, just anything that comes up, shoot those questions in. But today, Kristin, we talked about this before the event. What would be cool to show people? And I think like there's maybe 2 components that I would love to put you to the test for. One is, how do you actually build a workflow using AI to build it? And I was hoping that you could maybe give us an intro on how you think about those things and how you're showing. I mean, customers have built thousands of workflows with this tool, and we're working on something really cool and new. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what that is.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I know a lot of people here haven't seen the 50 Skills platform at all. So we'll start from a bit of scratch. So it's basically to think about anything, like any admin things you're doing today, repetitive. Think about like, what would you like to automate? What is the most boring part of your job that you want to get rid of? And just think about like, how could this be solved? And in 50 Skills, you can map up your process and you can fully automate it. And the process, they can start, just to give you a quick intro into it, it can start, a process can be triggered from another system, for example, from your applicant tracking system, from your HRIS system, from like Teams or wherever you're using. And then it can also be triggered from like if we go to a portal where employees go in. So they go into a portal which has all your processes. Like if someone wants to submit a travel request or like ask for health benefits and stuff like that, they can go in here, fill out a form, and that triggers a process. Then we have automations happening there, which makes sure this is solved. So if you jump into the system, maybe gonna zoom in a bit. Then you can just create a new process here. So let's say I want to create something like parental leave process, create it. So this is something I'm going to show a bit later, but you can build out the process here. So you can choose like, how does this process start? That's the trigger here. Does it start with someone filling out a form? So I can like put in here, like, what do I want to ask about? Do I want to ask about maybe, you know, in this case, it makes sense to ask for like the due date. And so you can just build it out exactly how you want to have it. And then you can choose like, what is going to be the first step of this? Am I going to send an approval form to someone, maybe the manager? Am I going to send an email, text message, create a calendar event? Create some documents that need to be even e-signed, and then I want to like update it into my other system. So you can just build it out here and just use as technical things as you want. But maybe what is most interesting is the integrations. So you can have like all of your different systems here and choose like which systems do I want to use and where do I want to upload this information right after. So you can just find your system here. And what is maybe very interesting in this talk is going to be about AI agents. Like, where does it make sense to use an AI agent to, for example, review the request that I got, review the paperwork, just anything that a person is doing today, and it's just very tedious. Anything that you could describe to an intern, like, hey, you know, you need to always review this, check if this is okay. Just describe it exactly to the agent. So that's just like, that's the building blocks in here. So I could either build it up, just like I told you, just by adding it in here. But what Christian and I were debating before this was if we should show the new feature, which this is super confidential. So, and
yeah, please don't share this. It's like a teaser to what we've been working on. So this is not live on all of our customer accounts, but we've been getting some really interesting feedback. But this is like, instead of, like Christian was showing you, like you can do anything in the product on your own manually and just like drag and drop stuff. But you can also just explain what you want to do, with text or voice. Okay, you've already started one here.
Yeah.
And walk us through, Christine, what's happening? What are you doing now?
Yeah, it's like I just asked, like, create a parental leave process. This could be anything. This could be just me asking, like, hey, I have a like equipment request. I want to create an onboarding process, an offboarding process, just anything. And it could be super bespoke. Just, I'm this kind of company doing just this specific thing. So you're just gonna describe it in text. It's going to ask me some clarifying questions to make sure they get it correctly, like the agent gets it correctly. So I'm going to, I just want basic details. I'm not going to ask, I could ask, like, it's asking me what information do you need from the employee. I could also just write my own answer, but just for the sake of simplicity, just going to ask for basic information. It asks me, like, how does this, like, does it get approval? So I'm just going to say, yeah, it needs an approval from the manager. That sounds good. And what should happen after the leave request has been approved or declined? I'm just gonna, I could say here, like, I'm gonna send the confirmation email, or maybe I wanna send confirmation email and book, no, let's just do that, and just we'll add in a new things like afterwards.
Sure. So it's suggesting like what you should do, because it's kind of smart and knows what's probably what you want to do. But if you want to do something really bespoke, you can explain the complexity. Like, no, we have 10 subsidiaries and it's different for each one, or we're a huge company with complexity and special rules, or you just kind of pick whatever the AI thinks you want to do, basically.
Exactly. But then anyways, like if you make something wrong, you can just tell it later on. So it's summarizing here for me, like this is going to be the key steps. That makes sense. Okay, someone is applying for, like, apply for a gym membership. That's a comment here. So I'll run that through next.
We can do the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do that. Like whatever you're working on, thinking about building, like just write text, tell us what you want to see, and we'll do it live for you. So this is not pre-scripted what we're showing you guys right now. Exactly. So let's just.
We're quite stressed, like, because this is currently just in beta and will be launched next month. So you're the first viewers here.
Yeah. So this is cool. Okay. So now it's basically, but it's also interesting. Like you can. Okay. So it's already done it.
It's already just building. So I can see here, like, okay, now it just created this form here. Okay. So this is the form. Like, it's asking for the full name of this employee. It's asking, like, applying for this, and this asks for the expected due date and the planned return date. And I can also preview it. Like, okay, how does it look in a mobile? So this could be a link on your portal, or just like anywhere you have like your employees like going in to fill out.
So you can easily like build these forms yourself, but now like based on that prompt, like I want a parental leave and like these questions, it's just doing everything for you basically.
Yeah, exactly. It just built this for me, and now I might want to add something. I want to add like something like asking for more details or something like a file that is like a certification, whatever I need here. Yeah. So I can just add in more questions, but it just added these ones. Okay. So then I can see that it already built out the rest of the form, and it's still building. But what it added now is a manager approval for this request. So it's sending here a form. Let's open that up. I can also open up the edit here.
It's still building it, but I love the fact you're just opening it up while it's building.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay,
so here we have it. So it's built out like it sends an email to the supervisor here saying like a parental leave request for like Kristen. So it just summarizes the information here, like this is the employee, this is the start date, and this is like the trick to the system that you have any information you've received previously in the workflow, whether it's from the supervisor, the manager, like any like your ATS, your HRS, you can field map it into the other actions, so you never have to copy paste.
So if this was me going on parental leave, it would not show these blue icons. It would show like employee Christian and
exactly.
I put in the form. Yeah.
Just the information you put in the form. And when the supervisor clicks this link that he got in an email, It could have also received a text message if I wanted to send this text message. It's gonna like show like this. And I can of course change this and edit this to have it exactly the way I want. So you can approve or reject and give a comment here as the supervisor. And one thing to mention here about the forms, which I really love, and I think everyone loves about the system, are the automatic reminders. So if the manager has not approved this or like given a response after like 1 day or 2 days, 3 days, it's gonna nudge him automatically. And I can have like add-on repetitive reminders. So you get more reminders if you don't reply to it right away.
This is really cool. I mean, this is, so it's also like, in this case, we're basically, we're showing how you can use AI to build. So in this case, it's like you're prompting the AI to build whatever you want. And in this case, it's building a process, but the process itself doesn't use AI. It's still just automation, right? So it's just like you fill out a form and the parental leave gets approved or not. And with an email, I mean, this first iteration version of it does that.
Yeah, exactly. So this is just the first version. It's super basic because I didn't give it any, like, if I would have given it a bigger context, it would have created a bigger process. But basically, so if the decision was approved, it's going to send like an approval email to the employee. So maybe, you know, in case I want to use an AI agent, should we try it here? Add an AI agent into it.
Go for it.
Now I want to have an AI agent.
And for context, when Kristin is writing this, so basically instead of a person approving something, so like you can have like for in this case, somebody's going for parental leave, and a human would get the request, and the human can decide, I want to approve this or reject this based on all the information I have about this. But you can also create an AI agent that gets that same amount of information, and you can decide if the agent is allowed to approve or reject. Or if it's like, if all the information is like clear, then it can just approve or reject. But if it's uncertain for whatever reason, it can send it forward to a human HR person to review. So that's like an example of how you can create a process. You explain to people how they can use the process, like they can fill out a form or they can chat with an agent or whatever. But when it comes to the moment of deciding, does this go left or right? There you can add an agent. So I think you're trying to, and now it's doing the agent thing here. Okay, this is interesting.
Here, like I was given the option to add an agent if I already have some trained agents. But like in general, people just use like a non-trained agent that does this. But you might also have an agent that has the context about your company, about like your policies and all of these. So in that case, you might want to use them for something like that. So which HR email should just
just put something in. I think we don't need to do the deep context here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can do something.
It just needs to know where to send this email. So now I have AI here, and if we just check out the agent that was just created, like the prompt that was just created, it's asking the AI to check if the parental leave duration is longer than 12 months, and it adds in here to the AI the start date, the return date, and it's going to give me an answer and a reason here. Then I can see here, like if it was longer than 12 months, it's notifying HR here. So it's adding here, like sending to hr@task.com that I created an email saying like, hey, you know, this was longer. So here I could have, of course, added way more things into the AI just with chatting with it. You know, I could ask it to review a document that was sent in. I could ask it to review like and categorize if there was a long text, like categorize it into these categories, and based on the category, notify the right people. So this could be anything from like a general employee request, which can be, you know, just a long text that someone needs to do. The agent can know like, okay, I'm going to send this request to IT, or I'm going to send it to payroll, or I'm going to send it to this right person, and I'm going to send it to the system that they use. So for example, like, and that's like a very common example. You don't have to force everyone into the same system. You know, IT just gets a Jira request, while, you know, the sales get Asana request. It just wherever system, like when another gets Teams message or email, just go on.
And this is super cool, like because we have like a ton of templates, but there's if I just look at the comments, like most of the people who are watching right now, they seem to be somewhere in the Nordics. In Stockholm is fairly common, for example, Oslo and others. Let's say you wanted to have it in Swedish. Like, let's just say the form in the beginning. Can we just see what happens?
Yeah, okay. Let's see what change.
The form in the beginning, just translate it to Swedish, just in Swedish. So we just kind of see and just, you know, update the entire thing. And so I think like the idea here, I think this is like we're on a path to do some incredible things with this agent that's going to be living everywhere in the system. But the point is, like, if you want to build something today, people in general, they could just they can go to products like ChatGPT and everything and Claude and just prompt it, and a product gets built. You go into Lovable, you get something built. But like, what we're trying to do with this is that a lot of times you want to have a process, so you can just explain what it is that you want to do, and it will create the process just like these other products are creating products or landing pages or something. And it did it already. So there you go. So that's a really cool, and it even did the submit button into Skika. And I don't know if the Swedish translations are something that people are impressed by, but I hope it is what it is. And then if you wanted to change it, you could just pick a field and just edit it.
Just add it in, like I showed earlier. You could just ask more details.
Yeah. But I think this is the sneak peek that we wanted to show here. If you guys are interested in trying this out, you can shoot us a comment. We are putting in a couple of alpha testers that are like playing with this before we go live. So just send us a message on LinkedIn or in the comments if you're interested in playing with this thing, and we can add it to your trial account.
But maybe the thing I want to mention, Christian, before we move into our visitors here, is just to show the overview. So you can, because we haven't shown that already. So you can see everyone who's been through a process. Like, let's say these people are going to parental leave or something, or this is like an onboarding process in this case. So I can see like when are they being onboarded? Like, what are the information about them? And I can open up a person here and see exactly like which actions. Like, this is a bit like overwhelming when you see it for the first time, but still I can, like, an onboarding process is quite complex, but still I see here like what actions have been completed and what not, and what was the information that was sent in. So if I have this form where I'm asking for information for the contract, I can see exactly what they wrote. And the same with the AI. If I'm using it, it's so much better for the traceability. You can see exactly what the AI was used for, what it returned, like what information was sent into AI. So you can remove all the personal data before you send it into AI if you're like super secure about this. So that's just something I want to mention as well.
Yeah, and this is, for me, this is what a lot of people say is what they like the most. So I think it was this person that mentioned this the other day. They're hiring 200 people because they're like a seasonal business, so they need to hire like a ton of folks before the summer, and they're hiring 200 people, and there was roughly 50 like actions that they needed to complete for each person. So that's literally like 10,000 things, that you need to complete for those 200 people. And so getting an overview of like where everyone is at, and if someone is stuck, and if like someone is waiting until they're, I don't know, in some companies like clothing is ready so they can actually start the work, like you can see it. And I think that's like the governance part that's interesting. But on that note, let's hear it from the actual people who are going to be coming with us on stage. So again, for the audience that's watching on socials and here on Crowdcast, like let us know in the comments if there's specific things that you want to hear about. But I'm gonna add Chantal here onto the stage, who is joining us from one of our customers from what's called the Íslenska gámafélagið, or I don't even know if English translation would be, but Chantal, hi. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Do you know the English translation for the company, Íslenska gámafélagið?
We do not translate it, but we are like a waste management company.
Waste management company. Okay,
yeah.
Really cool. Can you tell us a little bit about the company and yourself, so people kind of get an understanding of who you are and what you're working?
I am working at the HR team, and we are around 300 people here in Iceland, working all over Iceland. And yeah, we waste management. So we pick up the trash and we sort it out, and then we ship it. And yeah, that's our like main.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And could you tell us a little bit more, like how long have you been using the system? What are you using it for? What problems does it help you solve?
And why did you pick it up? Like, why did you?
I think now it has been like 1.5 years, I think. Time flies. We started because we need more hours in our day. Our days went with all the emails and we needed more time. So we decided to look into the 50 skills and try to automate our journeys. And that we really liked what 50 skills were doing. And it has saved us a lot of time. So now we can finally improve something.
We checked before the session if you would be willing to maybe do a quick sneak peek, show and tell, so that people can actually see how this looks like when people are up to date. Now, it's my understanding that most of the stuff you have is in Icelandic, but we might have figured out a way where we can translate it into English in a simple way so people can follow along. For those who are not based in Reykjavik watching. So awesome. What are we looking at now, Chantal?
So this like for the bosses, administrators,
The managers, yeah.
the managers, yeah. So it's like I think 30 to 40 people around here in the company have access to this. It's like protected with a password. And we are looking for like everything what the manager needs. It's like if you want to hire a new employee, or some employee quit their job, or if they need more clothes because we have working clothes that they have to be in. And so this is like our manager portal.
And then you have some also processes there that others have like probably aren't familiar with. Like you have like probably some bespoke stuff, like requests for access to camera content and like this fun things like Fun Tub, it's called there. This is just something you had an idea to build and you just added this basically.
Yeah. We just because we are all over Iceland and the manager has to like ask us for approval to do something fun with their team. So they can just sign into the Fun Tub and if they need help to do anything.
Super cool. This is awesome.
By the way, people in the comments, you can like if you want to ask Chantal about like to talk about something specific there, we can deep dive into it. Just don't be afraid to comment.
And so when I'm looking at this, like so this is for the manager. So if you're a manager, like how do they know what to do? You just tell them in an email or Slack or a meeting? Like how do the managers know what to do basically?
On our social platform, we have it there really visible. And of course, with every new thing, it takes time. They have to change their habit and everything because they always came to the office or sent an email. But now, after 1 year, they always go to this portal and do everything, and it's really saved us a lot of time.
So they're not necessarily building stuff in the platform. They just need to know about it. Just go to the portal, they fill it out, and it just works. That's basically the way. Yeah. Okay. Super. And so this is for the managers. There's a question. Is there any one of these processes that are integrated to other systems that you're using? There's someone called Peaceful Bows, which sounds,
the new hire, it's like onboarding journey. It's our biggest journey. It is integrating with all our systems.
Yeah.
Like our human resource system and our social platform and ordering clothes automatically and
awesome.
Everything.
But what about if we go into what about like other employees? I think you have another portal for like the ones who are not managers.
So this is for the all of the employees, and we translated to English, so it's 2 times.
We still see the management portal.
Manager.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe if you can swap it. Really cool. Yeah. Now we can't see anything, so it's perfect.
Yeah, probably.
And then, and for everyone watching, like just shoot in the questions. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay, what are we looking at here, Chantal?
So here's for all of the employees. We have a lot of journeys because we always, when something happens in our day, it's like, oh yeah, we can put this in a portal. We are really open-minded to try to put everything that we can to make our life easier, and of course our employees, so they know where to find it.
Just so what we call journeys is a process. Like it's not, but I love it. You call it journeys. But because it's journeys,
Wait, so you have it in different colors. Is there like some sort of a signaling that a color is?
Like a yellow color is like fun thing to do. It's like after work or something, and the green thing is just always there. So the yellow thing comes and goes.
So that's like events that you do once or something, and then you kind of like sign up for it. Okay, awesome. And so every time you have an event at work, like this is where people go to sign up for it. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, all the events goes there.
Are you doing gymnastics? I love that.
Yeah, it's like for families. No, it's just we rented the gymnasium for 1 day for families to come.
Okay, really cool.
What
and
are
then
sorry. What are the most popular ones there? Like, which ones are you like? Where are you saving the most time, or where are people like? What are the most?
our onboarding saves us the most time.
Yeah.
Because it's fewer emails that we have to go through, and like everything is there ready when the employee come, and we always get all the information that we have to have. So that saves the most time. But of course, we are a big company and we have a lot of employees and are working outside. So of course, it happens to have work accidents.
Mm-hmm.
And
the employee fills out this, like if they have a work accident, they need to go in there and report.
So when you say work accident, like, so you mentioned you're as an employer, people are taking out helping collect trash and stuff.
Mhm.
And so what's happened? Are they like slipping? What's going on? What kind of?
It can't be anything. It happens a lot when they just fell.
Yeah, the snow
Slipping.
outside.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So it's nothing that serious. We're happy to hear.
Well, what happens if so? These questions, these are like when something like this happens, why do you need to collect it? Is it like, what's the point? Is there like notifying authorities, or what's the?
Yeah, we need to fill it out for the authorities, and also for our to know how many accidents there are and what kind of accidents and everything, so we can of course improve our workplace better, make it safe. I can show you.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah, we talked about it before, so there's always some sensitivity in showing real processes, but you were okay with showing at least this one like live. But of course, if anyone has questions, don't hesitate to put them in for specifics. But okay, is this the same one that we just looked at?
Yeah, this is where the accidents.
So the form is the one in the top that we just looked at.
Yeah.
This one here, okay.
Collecting a lot of data. If you scroll down a bit, Chantal, can I see just on this one?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's asking like all these questions about details about the accident and everything. Yeah.
What went wrong? Why does exactly all the details that's needed for the using. And then
and then our security manager gets it. It's like an email, what happened and everything. Just like, and then what happens is this security manager has to like let us know one sentence. Just like this, just a little bit detail for it.
Yeah.
It's like a review of this. That just confirming that they reviewed it. Yeah.
And then like government document is created.
Exactly.
Because we have to send this to the government, or like government, yes.
Like insurance, health insurance.
Yeah,
it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and so this thing and this paper that we're looking at, this is like the official paper, basically. Like this is what they need to know when. So that's pretty interesting. So you're able to go online to a public entity, figure out what they need to get, and there's like a form for it, and you've mapped up all the info that goes into this form. So this all happens automatically. Like there's like a supervisor above, but like basically something happens, the employee fills out the form, and it goes to like and then the whole thing flows through. Is that the?
Yes, because before 50 skills, then the supervisor sent us an email, and of course forget to write some of the things we need to know, and then our safety manager had to put this manually himself in this document. But now it just happens automatically.
That's amazing. And I assume like we don't need to deep dive into the full process, but I assume you have this e-sign then and right authorities and the people and everything. Yeah.
Yes.
So saves a lot of time.
Could you describe just for the people who are also listening, like for you, like what has sort of changed in your work, like before you had the system and now? Like, is there anything you do differently? Like when you have a task, you want to solve it, like do you kind of think about it in a different way, or is any of those changes?
Yes. I have to remember few things. Because we always were sending us email like, oh yeah, when this employee comes, then we have to remember to do this and this and this. So I have to remember fewer things. So that's really good.
I also sorry, Chantal.
No, just less manual errors, because of course we were doing everything manually, so we were trying to hurry it up but then the errors comes and yeah.
Is it a big HR team? Is it many people that are working on this? How do you? I mean, it's 300 people. How do you? It's a lot of things.
Yeah, we are 4 in our HR team, but we are like 2 employees working on it.
Okay.
And that was also my question, because I think I can imagine that people that are watching this, they're thinking like, oh, this looks super technical. Don't I need to do I need to have an IT degree to work on this? Something like I just know that like some people think like see this and think like, oh, yeah. But how about you? Like, has this been like built by your IT team, or is it?
No, we have done everything together, and I think it was best for me to start with the onboarding journey. I know it's the biggest and maybe most complicated, but I learned most from it. So every journey after that was really easy. So I really liked, because on the onboarding I went through like everything, like the documents need signing, and if you answer this, then this happens, and everything is like conditions and everything. So I think I learned everything from the onboarding journey. So yeah, everything is easy after that.
Yeah, that's usually what I say as well.
Yeah.
Onboarding, like the rest of a walk in the park. So
yeah.
It's a lot of processes. Like we saw some of the manager portal, we saw some of the employee portal. It's been a year. Do you know roughly how many like things you've mapped up and like workflows you have? Like
yeah, we went over it in October, I think. Then we looked over it, and I think they have gone over 600 actions and 563 employees gone through the journeys. And like our onboarding saves us like 1 hour per employee.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a lot of time saved.
Yeah, awesome. This has been great, Chantal. We'd love to continue with you, but we have also promised another attendee to join us up on stage. So I think we're gonna get Svanlaug up here next and hear your thoughts. But thank you so much for sharing. And if anyone wants to ask Chantal personally, you were okay with us sharing your LinkedIn, and if someone really wants to get in touch, we can share your email if they want to know more. But thank you so much for sharing these things. Really appreciate it, and awesome to see. This is also my favorite part. Like I haven't seen any of the stuff you're doing, so it's always fun to like learn about it and get to do it here with other people. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. For next up, we're going to have another user come on stage, Svanlaug Einarsdóttir, who is with a company called Air Atlanta, and she's going to share a little bit about what she's been using the system for. They're a very different type of company than the one we just looked at, so it's good to see different types and what they're using it for. So I'm going to invite her to the stage here, to the main stage. I'm using this tech here for the not the first time, but still, it's always tricky in these things. So Svanlaug, I think you should have an invite to jump on the stage if you click on the enter. So let's see if that works for you in the next minute or so. But while we wait for Svanlaug to join, we also have the Chantal's link in the comments on the Crowdcast. But for those of you who signed up in other platforms, we'll also send some emails out in case you want to connect with her. But Kristín, while Svanlaug is trying to figure out how she gets on the stage, and Svanlaug, you can also reach out to the team if you're in some troubles joining. We'd also, I mean, Kristín, what was your impression of the Chantal thing? Had you seen everything she was doing before? Because I hadn't, but maybe you've been working with them before.
No, absolutely not. And I'm always amazed. Like I've said a lot of times, I'm a big fan of Chantal because every time we meet, she has built something new. So, and just to get be creative and just figuring out what am I doing manually, where just adding, random things the fun activities or surveillance, all of these. They have like you saw where you can request for a license, to go through a course to get a license to drive big machines and stuff like that. It's also very bespoke for them.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that one, so that's good that it was good to mention the following, which is someone is raising their hand here. We're having some issues with maybe you need to reconnect or something, Svanlaug, because Svanlaug was with us here before, so I know she's trying to join on. I'm wondering if I remove her off the stage and put her back on. This is it's always nice when you have these. I'm going to try and do that right now. Remove her from the stage and add her back here.
Svanlaug might also need to leave the event and join back in.
Yes, she raised the hand here. It's all happening. She was a co-host. Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out here. So let me try and figure out the tech stuff here with Svanlaug. Maybe, Kristen, you can tell the audience a little bit about what we've been doing with Atlanta while we wait for her.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we have it's a fun story with Atlanta actually, and right now we live with them. We can say that. So because we actually in the same office building. Oh, here we have Svanlaug.
Svanlaug, welcome.
Yes, it worked.
Oh, sorry about this. There was some technical difficulty there.
Yes.
But now that
yeah.
we're on stage, like
Yes.
Kristen was saying, we are literally neighbors. We moved into a new office this year, so it's a big building, but we're literally next to each other. So it's amazing that we're able to do something here online for the first time. But before we go into everything, could you just tell people who are watching what is Air Atlanta and your role there, and so people get a bit better context of what we're talking about.
Yeah. So Air Atlanta is not an airplane company. That's what I'm thinking. Well, we rent out airlines to other companies. And just last year, I joined the company as the head of digital transformation. And so the one of the first things that I had to do when I started working here was just to figure out like what was the status of its digital competency. And so I know that a lot of the processes here are, well, it's a 40-year-old company, and a lot of people have been working here for a long time doing the same things in the same way, using, and we are like a Microsoft suite, like, so it's a lot of Excel files. Everybody uses emails. So it's quite a journey that we're on right now. But I was so surprised when I interviewed the HR team and saw that they were working with 50 skills and using these journeys for the automation process, and it completely blew my mind. So I really wanted to like understand more, like how could we use it? Can more people use it? Is it only an HR tool? Which definitely it's not. And I really wanted to like get more people to be familiar just with automation as a whole, not only journeys, but also just because it's, I mean, I've been working in IT for many years, and I mean, automating processes is something I've been doing for many years, but it's like different way. It's so it's removing this friction you have when you as a so you have IT sets up some automation for you, and they send some emails to customers or do certain things, and then you have, oh, we have wrong information in this email, we need to edit it, and so you raise the IT request, and you have to wait until the queue comes to you, and like just so I was so I love this new way of how we are bringing that kind of information to the users, just the emails, who are we notifying, like who are we talking to, and things like that. So but I've had my IT team as well learn about how to work with journeys, and also because they are creating like the integrations, the connecting with the endpoints and things like that. So it has been really, really good.
Could you share maybe for the audience as well, like the company, like how many people work there, like how many people are in HR, like roughly like doing these things, and just how different people interact with it and the use cases?
In HR there are 4 people working, and they started using journeys because so we have a lot of contractors, like crew that are contractors. So they were going through this very tedious process of so the employee or the contractor, he enters all of his information into a system for the contractor agency, the hire agency, and then they our HR department was getting that information and entering that into different systems and notifying different people all over the company. And sometimes it's around 200 or 300 people every year that are like quitting and or joining. So there's a lot of change in employment there. So it was really for them. I don't have the number on how many hours they have saved, but but I know it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So it has really changed, like giving them more time to prioritize and work on other things that matter and improvements in the processes in the departments.
Could you maybe mention like 2 examples, like one maybe just like a basic thing that's really helpful, but it's like pretty simple, and then maybe something complex, so people kind of get the perspectives on like what you can use this for, like just as a simple thing that solves something, but then like if you're really trying to solve a hard problem, like kind of two.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of simple things you can solve, and of course, I mean, we see this with the forms and like creating a form and someone fills out a form and like just typical like joining for an event or things like that. But I really like the complex ones because that has been like, of course, it's more hard. I mean, what I really loved about Journeys was that I loved the UI of it. It was really easy to understand quickly versus other automation systems I had tried. But of course, when you get to more complex processes, you really need to like it gets a little bit more. You have to have more knowledge, of course. But so like a tricky process that I love is, for example, when so we have these visa applications that so every year we have around 1,000 people that we have to apply for a visa to Saudi Arabia for, and communicating with the Saudi government affairs is like, so everything has to be in Arabic. So we used the AI to translate. So we used to have a person that was like, she had an Excel file with like all the different job titles in Arabic, and she was the only one who could like translate the applications to Arabic. But so now we are creating these applications for her with the Arabic words so that she can so she actually just gets the document ready and she can ship it off with all the information that she needs. So that was one use case where we used AI, which was surprising. We just decided to test it, and yeah, it worked out.
I love that use case. So you somehow, but this also like, I mean, this is like a bespoke use case, right? You need to do this 1,000 times a year. You have a really like deep understanding of how this process works. And so you're sort of like, and you have a human in the loop somewhere there that's a mix of this plus AI. So it's like a really interesting way, but it's like, now it sounds like it feels more secure, quicker, like the whole kind of more confidence in it. You also mentioned before, like other systems. I mean, what type of other platforms have you tried, for example, that you felt were maybe like, I don't know, just some comparison?
Yeah, well, what we found, for example, like going a little bit into like the challenges. So our company is a Microsoft suite, and you have these different, like I can create a process for my department, something that my department works on, but I don't want everybody to have access to journeys per se. For example, we have like a service desk where you have people that just need to have the status of things and see if things are not as they should be, or something like that. So that way we started using, for example, SharePoint lists to get data from having journeys send the data that we need into a list, which they can have like on a dashboard, just to show the status, like what is happening through the process. So that was a little bit what we didn't expect, but was a pleasant surprise when we got it working. And yes. So, and I think that we're going to be using that more. We're getting more like use cases where people just kind of need to get the status of things, need to be able to just open a list and see what's happening.
So it's similar, I guess, to what Chantal was showing us earlier. Like she had this 3-tiered layer. You had like all of the employees have like a portal, in her case, a portal for like basic like requests. The managers had like a portal for their requests. And then there were like some admins, like builders, basically, that had access to the system. Is that the same situation in your end? Is it like 1 or 2 people that are just doing everything in the system? Or are there like, what's kind of the layer setup that you guys are using?
I started with introducing, like the whole management layer is like 40 people. So I started introducing, because you kind of have to find these digital enthusiasts. Not everybody is interested, you know, but sometimes you have people. So if you're like a digital enthusiast, you're maybe a manager of this team and you're interested. So that's why I wanted to like introduce it to everybody and provide the access for everybody. And then people, of course, not 40 people are working in the system. I think it's around maybe 7 people or something that's working.
Like, yeah, actively doing stuff there. Yeah.
Yeah, like creating journeys. Yeah.
And that's also, I mean, fine. Like you have some people are building the workflows, others are kind of triggering them and using them, and then just this Arabic process is like 1,000 times or something. Like it's a common one. Is there anything else like not maybe, because I mean, Kristin and I don't even know about half the stuff you're doing in it, but is there anything in the tool like that the audience here, like that you're doing that people might find interesting that you wanted to share before we close it off? Any other processes or something that you're kind of like, oh, this is like an interesting story or something, how it came to be or how it's being used?
One thing I see that will be probably used more is, for example, like getting PDF documents in an email. For example, we are communicating with Saudi City, and they sent us, like, we can't change their processes, but it was really great when so we received this PDF in an email, and we are having our employee upload it into a journey, and the AI reads from it all the information and adds it into a list. So that used to be something that they were copy pasting from or entering the information from the PDF into some Excel file or something like that. And also like with all these just storing everything straight in the system, not having to work in your Excel file to keep the oversight, and then also having to what was I going to say? Yeah, just the overall, also having to go into the system and enter things also there. So it's, we know that the visa, we're trying to be better at like evaluating, giving it a value. So we know the visa is, for example, at least 50 hours, that direct 50 hours that we know that a week that we're saving.
50 hours a week?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Just that process, basically.
Just that process, but it's over 400 actions. It's a big one.
Wow. Okay, that's an impressive one. But but that's very impressive benefits. 50 hours a week is a lot.
I also want to mention one thing before we but just that I think like you mentioned that Atlanta is 30-year-old company and the Microsoft suite and in the business of aviation, where the systems are maybe not the most modern ones, like so that's also something that I know a lot of people are struggling with. You have like a system or a third party like the Saudi government that you cannot change. You just have to use that, and you just have to figure out ways to work around it, which I think you've done really, really well in, just to get the value there.
Yeah. That is really like what we're constantly like, and that's where it comes so in handy, like having to work with you, helping us with the processes. It has really especially navigating these kind of challenges where we are like, oh crap, okay, how can we work around this? Like,
but all the basic things in the system, that seems to be something you've kind of figured out what to do. And then when it comes to like these, like you mentioned, 400 action things, you've had some help from our team. These are pretty unique situations that you mentioned as well, which are interesting. But this has been super useful. I hope the audience that's listening in has enjoyed the conversations. If there are questions that come up later, and also we'll source them on different, like these questions are being posted on all these social platforms, we'll make sure to get them over to you, Svanlaug, and ask you for feedback if that's the case.
Yes, of course.
Thanks so much for joining us, Svanlaug, and sharing your story and how you're using the platform. And for all of you listening, thanks so much for being with us. We have a final survey that's coming out, which is just if you enjoyed it or not, anything we could do better, what you want to see in the next session. And so thanks everyone for joining for the HR Tech community in Stockholm. Kristin, Svanlaug, Chantal, really loved this session. Take care and have a wonderful rest of the week.